gonna sand this down a bit and paint it. Like I said, I'm putting a wrap on this. It doesn't really matter that that paint doesn't match. I mean, you know, it's still the original paint on there. I just popped a dent. So anyway, I'm gonna sand this bit. If you don't know how to sand, it's best to start with a decent sized grit. This one's called P60. Now, there's higher grit, which will take it down a lot faster. And then there's actually, well, the higher grit is actually to fine sand it. The lower the grit is, the coarser. Like I said, this won't even matter once the wrap's on there, so I wasn't too worried about it. It's only something to, say, now fixed. So I think this is a 220. As you can tell, I don't know if you can tell the difference. It's quite a big difference. So try to feather edge this, they call it. Just another slick way of saying finely sanding. Damn it. As you can see, there's that one little hole right there. I have to put Bondo on that once I get this all sanded down and brushed away the dust of the sand here. The Bondo sander. See that right there? The mosquito almost killed it. Got lucky. I don't care what anyone says about killing a creature. Mosquitoes hurt. And if you really want to have a discussion about it, let me take a 30-minute topic into 30 seconds. A mosquito is a pesky bug that has a venom inside of it that when it stings you, it has some type of poison. You don't want that poison in your system. So it's best to kill them or not get stung. Anyway, this isn't that bad. It's rather flat compared to what it was. This was all pushed in beyond this part, and as you can see, it's going. It worked pretty good back. Put it back. So I just want. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bondo that and this a little bit. So I'm gonna pause it and go get the bondo. All right. Had to find a dust cloth / tack cloth. Tack that off. Then let that dry. Once apply it here. And well, you know, that's about it. Remember, this car's we're putting a wrap over it, and I don't give a damn if anybody says, "Oh, it needs to be perfectly smooth paint." No, it doesn't. I know that because I put a wrap on a worse looking vehicle than this. That wasn't mine. So I'll be the first to admit this isn't the best, prettiest car, but it is, how you say, antique that people never thought would become an antique. They just use these cars for demo cars, or some people, I guess they say that, I guess lawmen used to have these as sheriff cars. I don't know if you can see that. Here. Put that right there in this little hole. Try to put it on thick a little bit that way. Oh, what the hell? Having bad luck with this. Still see a hole. Put it on thick. Sand that spot down. Later. Now I'll just do this one. I don't know if you see it, but there's another little hole right here. Okay. It's almost filled. Nope. There. There's that. Okay. Now, onto this. Let's sand that down. Oh, not the best, but don't really care. It was dented a lot really bad right there. So, that. Wow. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's like that. I mean, it's still dented. Can't get that perfect. Won't be able to tell much with the wrap there. Pause it. See that? Gonna bondo it again. After I sanded it down, could be bondoed again. Again, this bondo only costs like $5 on, you know, Amazon or store. Store's actually probably cheaper. There we go. Yeah, I laid that on thicker. That way, I mean, may need to be thicker. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, well, you get the point. You can see it. Alright. If you can't find your hard card, use the corner of a cereal box. Well, like I say, you can't get much. I mean, this is a whole new front end is gonna be on there. I mean, this is it's been a long time coming. I got a new front end though, in the mail. And anyway, I mean, once I sand that out and rip this part off, and possibly have to bang this out more, but yeah. I mean, I need to let it dry. So, go over here. This one, it can be sanded. Alright. I will be able to paint this. And remember, I'm not Mr. Perfect when it comes to all cars, or any car for that matter. Till I'm rich, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is technically an antique car that people somewhat covet. when I'm riding down the street, they either hate it or they don't mind it. Then people want to give me $500 bill for this car and want to put it in the demo. And I said, well, would you like me to tell you what I know is worth more than $500? And then I say something smart about what I know about the car. And then I tell them it's not for sale. And then they get upset because they see something that they want to buy and they're larger than me in human size, and they want to just, probably want to rob me. But I've had to count at least over 10 times getting asked to sell this car for under $1,000. If you take off each door, that's $1,000 by itself, whether you people believe it or not. Oh, pardon me for the people that actually want to watch this. Alright, like I said, it's going to be a wrap on this car. End of story. So, I'm going to pause it, clean all this up, take tape off. I'm not going to film all that, it's a waste of film. Pause it. Okay, upon looking at this, I decided I'm going to try to go and color match this paint at the store. At least something closer, and then I'm going to sand this down and paint everything. But I'll paint everything this color for the time being, because I'm that lazy, or whatever word that you want to call me. And anyway, like I said, this is pretty decent, whether you want to admit it or not. All this, from my fingernail to the left of it to this way, was all folded in there. So I'm gonna paint that primer right now in front of you. And I don't care what you think. Like I said, this is gonna have a wrap on it. There you go. Believe it or not, that's rather a decent coat. Oh, missed a spot right there at the bottom. That bird said that was good, so I'm gonna let that dry, then come back and hit it with the color that I got, the blue I got. Okay, I taped it all off the best I could, or how you should say the how I cared. And anyway, bring out the nasty blue that doesn't match, and paint it. I guess I'll wait for a second or two. It's still technically not all the way dry in some spots, so I'll wait for a second. Pause it. Alright, here we go. Hit it with this ugly blue. Nah, it's a cool blue. Just not the right color. Because I just grabbed what I could. Or borrowed, I should say. This is a borrowed can of paint. Here we go. And there that went. I just fucked it up a bit with that, but good enough. Like I said, this will all be wrapped. Can't really tell now, but as I remember, as you recall, if you look back and click back on the videos, all this was folded under. Now it's not. So now, you know, now who's who? No, it ain't that bad. Could be worse, but I mean, it's better than when it was. So let's go pause it and come back later. Alright, this is pretty dry. Sand it down one more time, and then I'm going to paint it. And I'm pause it until I get the camera set up, then I'm going to show you that I sanded it. Now that's pretty straight. Had to cake it on there a little bit, but I mean, who doesn't like cake, right? But at the end of the day, you know, I was gonna have a wrap on it. So I'm gonna pause it until I start painting, because we're just gonna sand a little bit more. Don't need to paint or watch all that. Alright, I finally get to prime this thing. Like I said, it's not the best, but it's better than it was. And it's almost up to par on straightness. And you know, this well I'll probably have to be banged out a little bit right here when I get the new front Euro clip, this plastic piece that goes around the lights and whatnot. Anyway, here, watch. Paint it black. Voila. I think it works pretty decent. So, pause it, let it dry, and paint it again. Paint's dry. Gonna go ahead and paint it the color that I got for the time being. Orange. Yeah, that's good enough. Then, like I said, I'm gonna buy the